Oh, yeah. Let's kick it off. Yes! Yes, I'm back! Back at my normal scheduled time at 7. I've been looking forward to this all week, man. Demonetize this video immediately with a little motley crew. That's all right. Yes. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. All right, man. Hopefully everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I was not able to go on Wednesday night, and unfortunately, my Wednesday live stream has been canceled. But things could change in the future. I'll be going live back every Friday at 7. But I want to give a special shout out to Corey, a.k.a. the Red Sea, Alex, a.k.a. the Homeland, Big Chief Sean, and Jeff, our Saints fan. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I loved doing Wednesday's show. Not very happy about it. Not very happy about it. One Pride 40, welcome, brother. We will be going winless, it appears. No. If I remember right, the Jets were, I want to say 0-14 last year, won their last 2 games. Remember, their first win was against the Rams. Remember, they beat the Rams. So it's going to happen. Just a real quick announcement here. I am back on energy drinks, and energy drinks is not code for cocaine, but I am very jacked up. I am over 55% sure I'm not on drugs, but I am back on energy drinks. So I'm going to be very jacked up. I'm going to be all over the place today, all over the place. But energy drinks is not code for cocaine. I am not on drugs. I do still think you're going to win a game, One Pride 40. I don't know where. I think you're going to win one. Ooh. Hey, well, you're in for the right place, man. We're going to talk football. We had 2 really good Thanksgiving games, and then we had Bills and Saints. But the big news is out of the Bills Saints game that Tre'Davious White tore his ACL. That's a big loss for the Bills. One of the Blitz Predicts, one of my Patriots fans, he actually now thinks that the New England Patriots are the best team in the AFC. So I did some research, and here's the conclusion. Yeah, I'm sorry. The New England Patriots are not the best team in the AFC. But they're going to play the Buffalo Bills twice, and without Tre'Davious White, it's a tall task. But the AFC East is now interesting. So sucks for him, though. I thought Gallup was balling. Yeah. Gallup played well. When the Cowboys get back up to those full speed, I mean, they're going to win the East. I mean, it makes it a little more interesting, but they're still going to win the East. And then when they get Cooper back, they get CeeDee Lamb back, Ezekiel Elliott gets back. They'll have a very interesting last month of the season. I kind of think that they're one and done in the playoffs. I think they'll get in, and whoever they play in the playoffs, I think will beat them. So that's my 1 seed. I thought they could be the 1 seed, Alex. Man, welcome, brother. Man, hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, I thought the Cowboys could be the 1 seed. You know what? I still think the division winners are kind of set in the NFC for the most part. I mean, Dallas is still going to win the East. Green Bay is going to win the North. I think Arizona wins the West. And then Tampa Bay is going to win the South. So, but yeah. Also, how about them Cowboys? Man, I'm glad you're here, man. Honestly, do we know who's the most? The answer is no. Here's the deal, One Pride. It's the team that's going to be the healthiest. All right. It's the team that is going to be the healthiest. Last year, like Vita Veda, for example, last year for Tampa Bay, Vita Veda missed almost the whole regular season. he came back in the playoffs and really solidified that defense. Vita Vea is a 340, 350-pound nose tackle. On that defense, he's a space eater, and then he allowed one-on-one matchups for Sue, and then you got double team Sue. So then you had the edge rushers, JPP and Shaq Lawson out on the outside. No, it's not Shaq Lawson. I'm sorry. Shaquille Barrett. Oh, Jesus. So Tampa Bay got healthy at the right time. And that's going to determine who advances is who's the healthiest. So I will say Reynolds was balling. Yeah. I mean, listen, I would not be surprised if you use your second first-round pick on a wide receiver, and then I would not be surprised if you sign 2 or 3 wide receivers via free agency. You're going to make some wholesale changes on that team. The Detroit Lions are going to be so entertaining this offseason. They're going to be so entertaining. You're going to love it. We're going to talk a lot about the Lions in the draft. We're going to talk a lot about the Lions in free agency. You're going to see wholesale changes among that team. So, no, I did not. I actually thought about putting money on DeAndre Swift under. And the reason why I was going to do DeAndre Swift under is he had back-to-back 100-yard games. So usually your best odds would be best. I didn't even look. I had some things happen. I wasn't even able to put out anything due to my strange work schedule. 1 seed I was referring to as the Titans. They are the 1 seed, lost to 1-8. Yeah, I know. And who is healthiest, though? I'll tell you a secret. In the AFC, it's Kansas City. They get CEH back. Chris Jones is back. They added Melvin Ingram along with Frank Clark. Anthony Hitchens got healthy. In the AFC, it's Kansas City. You want to know who the best team in the AFC is? It's Kansas City. I know I'm a Chiefs fan, so don't take my word for it, but I mean, the last 4 games they've given up 47 points, and they got somebody, Patrick somebody playing quarterback. So, best team in the AFC is Kansas City, not New England. And and Kansas City's healthy right now. So they're going to win one. You watch, Alex. They're going to win one. I promise. Denver Gator, welcome. Best weekend of football is Thanksgiving week. NFL starting to get games that matter for the playoffs. College football rivalries across the nation. I'm halfway through my binge and overdose of football. And you know what? Denver Gator? Yeah. You are correct. You are correct, man. It's a great week. I'm really looking forward to Ohio State, Michigan. I'm not going to bet on it, but I actually like Michigan. I'm not going to bet on it. I actually did make one bet right before everything got ready. So, yeah, let's see it. What if I told you 49ers to go to the Super Bowl? I would say put some money down. I got $1,000 under 10 wins, and I'm going to stand by it. No, they're not a Super Bowl team. They're not that good of a team, and they're banged up. They're getting healthy, but they're banged up. No, they're not going to the Super Bowl. But hey, man, prove me wrong. Put some money down. That is going to be awesome. I have no idea. That's actually going to be a great game. I'm actually going to try to watch it. I will look for you. I still want my jersey, One Pride, man. I want my jersey. So, but yeah, that's actually there's the winner gets like it's like land grant trophy or something like that, or a boot or something like that. It's a rivalry game. It's not really a rivalry game. Penn State's rivalry used to be Pittsburgh, but now they split into 2 different conferences. They don't even play anymore. And that used to be a great rivalry. But that's not non-existent now. They're trying to make, MSU Penn State. So, what about Zona? I think Arizona's going to be the 1 seed. And if they're healthy, they're going to be dangerous. I like the way the defense is playing. I like the athleticism. I just have a hard time seeing them, I have a hard time seeing them, against Tampa Bay. I don't see them. I don't see them beating Tampa Bay in the playoffs. I just don't. So yeah, I just don't. But I think they're the 1 seed, and they're so dangerous. I'm polling for an Arizona Tampa Bay NFC Championship game. I would love it. That's kind of what I want. But I mean, we still got a lot of football left, man. A lot of football left. But as of right now, I would say Arizona's going to get the 1 seed. So, oh man, 45-yard line. Are you serious? Oh God, that's going to be awesome. Yeah. I'm going to work on my soundboard game. Yeah. Alex, let's see. Steelers over Bengals. All right. You know what? I was going to save it. I have action right before the show. Pittsburgh plus 3.5. Haven't not even posted my website. I bet on it. I put my money where my mouth is. I like Pittsburgh. I got 3.5. But I'm with you. I think Steelers win. Panthers over Dolphins. I like that. Eagles over New York. Yes. Titans regroup over the Pats. I don't know. I don't know about that one. Falcons over Jags, yeah. Bucks over Colts. I like the Bucks over Colts. Chargers over Denver, and 49ers fall, and Vikings fall to Niners. I think Vikings win, but we'll see. You'll see my Amen. I will actually watch the game, man. I'll DVR it, man. Rams over Green Bay. Browns fall to the Ravens, and Seahawks fall to Washington. All right. I'm going to give out my predictions. I'm going to go one at a time. But I'm going to do you one better, Alex. I got Michigan over Ohio State. How's that? That's cap on Rams versus Packers. Man, I love it. Man. That's actually going to be a great game. So let's just get into it. Trying to think here. I think I left something out, man. Kind of want to emphasize this again. Energy drinks is not code for cocaine, but I am back on energy drinks. I'm drinking one now. Very jacked up today. My 3.5 bet will be on my website later on today. So, Texans over Jets. That's actually going to be a really good game. And it's funny because the loser kind of wins because both the Texans and the Jets really want to get Thibodeau, who's a perfect fit in both defenses. The consolation prize will be Hutchinson. So it's kind of funny because who gets the 2 seeds or number 2 spot in the draft is going to take Hutchinson, and both the Texans and the Jets would love to have a guy like Hutchinson. Now, keep in mind, I'm assuming both teams are going to run same defense. They're not going to go through changes in the coaching staff. However, both teams may make changes. I think the Jets will stay the same. I honestly don't know about Houston. I really don't. But if both teams stay the same, the winner will be 3rd, 4th, 5th in line for the draft. The loser will be in a good spot for that 2 spot. Okay? That 2 spot, you're going to get Hutchinson, and that's a player that both teams really need. So it's kind of ironic. But I'm actually really looking forward to that game. Dan, stop doing drugs. Michigan's getting destroyed. All streaks come to an end. I got feelings Michigan's here. And I'm kind of also wanting it because I want to see Cincinnati get into the I'm going to call it the Final Four. I know it's not Final Four, but I want to see Cincinnati get in. And I think 2 best teams are obviously Georgia and Bama. I want to see Cincinnati get in, and then number 4 is probably going to be Notre Dame. Probably. I don't think it's going to happen, but if Oklahoma State beats Oklahoma, I think Oklahoma's going to win. But if Oklahoma State beats Oklahoma and Oklahoma State wins the Big 12 championship and advances, then there's an outside chance Oklahoma State gets in, and I would love to see that. I like Oklahoma State. Actually, I like Mike Gundy. For those of you who don't know who he is, just Google "I'm a man, I'm 40," and if you don't like him after that, then yeah. Lions losses are on the team, not golf, though. Yeah, exactly. I actually golf. Okay, the team is bad. Golf's not the problem, but he's not the answer. And if you build everything around golf to work, he can lead a team to a Super Bowl. He did that in LA. But everything else has to be around him. In Detroit, he has nothing. He has nothing. But Detroit's going to be very interesting. I think they're doing a great foundation. There's some injuries on the offensive line, but I thought the offensive line was pretty solid in general. Not last week. I thought the offensive line did not play well. They have no receivers. The defense also is not bad. However, if you do get Thibodeau, I would strongly recommend switching back to the 4-3 Dennis Allen defense and quit trying to run a 3-4. I don't like that. Titans definitely not beating Pats. Colts over Tampa is a solid pick. Colts over Tampa? Did I read that wrong? No, Bucks over Colts. Okay, so you like Colts over Tampa. Okay. I think Broncos show up for the upset after a bye. Who's starting quarterback for the Jets? Not that it matters. They suck unless Flacco comes. Flacco is going to start. I believe Flacco is going to start. So, not this year. All right. I just got a feeling. I'm not betting on it, though. University of Houston winning tomorrow and winning their bowl. Houston versus Cincinnati would be a lot of fun. I'm actually really, really, really looking forward to that game. If Cincinnati beats Houston, they're in the Final Four. I don't think you can keep them out. I really don't think you can get them out. But I'll be honest with you, that's a game that usually a team would lose, traditionally. But it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun game. Houston's got some talent. Sam Houston winning their conference champ. I have not yet watched them, and I should. All right. No, right? Okay. That's what the issue was. Yeah. Okay. University of Houston's going to be one. Oh, okay. One of the most. Yeah. I don't know how the divisions are going to be. I haven't looked it up yet, but they'll be in the South. I'm trying to think of who will be there now. But I honestly, Alex, I don't, without knowing the divisions, I actually fully expect Houston to come in and go to the conference title game year one. I actually think year one they get to the title game. They'll probably play Oklahoma State, who's building something pretty cool. They don't have a lot of top recruits, but they get it done with Mike Gundy. So yeah, Houston is. I think the first year that they're in, they actually go to the conference title game. So yeah. So get this, during my backyard football game, I called a one-handed catch with two guys on me, and it was intended for someone else in the corner of the end zone. All right, man, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. Funk, what's up, brother? So I missed Dan laughing at the Lions off. No, you did not. And Funk, I'm going to let you know the same thing everybody else knows, and I put it on the banner. I'm on energy drinks, but it is not code for cocaine. I am not on drugs. But no. I'm rock star. You can see energy drink. I'm back on energy drinks. Never been on drugs. Oh, I love you, Denver Gator. Me and Denver Gator had a little Twitter back and forth, and we kind of agree that Alex's boy, Bill O'Brien, will probably be the next head coach at the University of Florida. That'll be very interesting. Actually, I went through Denver Gator. It's a site on Instagram. It's not an official site, but they're ranking the recruiting classes. Florida dropped all the way to 25. They were in the top 10. and it'll be very interesting to see where they fall as far as recruiting battles are concerned. But they at one point they had a top 10 class. This is not an official site, but not right now they dropped all the way to 25. So it'll be kind of interesting to see where they line up when everything's said and done. But I mean, they're still Florida's in my opinion, I'm not a Florida Gators fan, but I think it's one of the top 10 teams in the country. It's one of the top 10 teams in the country. So yeah, Funk, I believe Dan is overthinking. Should just give it back. I actually would not be surprised if Anthony Lynn gets the axe. And don't be surprised if the guy who replaces him is Matt Nagy. Don't be surprised. I actually think Matt Nagy will possibly return back to Kansas City to be like the quarterback's coach. But Nagy's not going to survive either. So Texans Super Bowl, it's happening. You can't stop us. Oh man, everybody's in full swing here. TCU just hired. I did not know that. Who did they hire? It was actually funny because me and Denver Gator, I think Sonny Dykes, the SMU coach, is a dark horse candidate for the University of Florida, and he thinks that Sonny Dykes would be perfect for TCU. I don't think that's the case. The reason why is I think SMU is actually a better job than TCU. Just to be honest with you, but honestly, you should fire Lynn and hire Ken Dorsey. Okay. I think I'll hire Ken Dorsey. Okay, offensive coordinator. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Lions are going to use Lynn as a scapegoat this year and golf next year. I could actually see that. I think Lynn will get the axe this year. They'll replace him, and then it's going to be so interesting because what are they going to do? I mean, here's what you could do. I think you bring in some competition. Drew Lock, he's a free agent. You might be able to get him cheap for 1 year. Jameis Winston, you can get him cheap for 1 year. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I know he's 94 years old. You can bring him in for 1 year. He won't be cheap, though. He won't be cheap. Trying to think here. Cam Newton. So, I mean, you could bring in those guys. I think that what you're going to end up doing, though, is I think you'll end up getting a little creative in drafting a quarterback this year. And I think when everything's said and done, Desmond Ridder is going to be the number one quarterback. I really do. I think he's going to check off all the boxes. I think between now and draft time, Ridder's going to just skyrocket and be end up being a top 10 pick. I really do. I think Ridder's just going to skyrocket. So I got 3 or 4 candidates in mind for University of Florida. Yeah, I think it's Bill. I think me and you texted back and forth. Ed Oregon. I would love it that the coach for LSU stepping down or being fired. Whatever. I would love that. I would love that. It won't happen, but Lane Kiffin, University of Mississippi coach, always famous for bouncing around. I think he's actually a legitimate candidate, believe it or not. I do think Florida talks to him. Okay. Bill O'Brien's number 1, and I like Sonny Dykes. I mean, that's just what I'll say. So, yeah, Marcus Mariota's a possibility too. So, that's why I kind of like the 4-3 defense because you put your 2 defensive tackles. Ozarike had. Here's the deal: if you're going to run a 3-4 defense, why didn't you draft guy New England got? I'm drawing a complete blank on his name. Christian Barmore. You should have went ahead and got Christian Barmore, right? You get Barmore, right? He fits in perfect that defense. If Parsons didn't have like his 10th sack, Barmore would be a defensive rookie of the year, and Barmore may go to a Pro Bowl. He's a perfect fit. You could have gotten him and McNeil together and had some size. Instead, you went with a smaller guy in Ozarike who belongs in a 4-3. That's one of the reasons why I created this channel is so that I can get guys to give me the inside information like you did when you told me that Detroit's going to run 3-4, not a 4-3. I went into the whole offseason until you guys told me thinking, oh, Detroit's going to run a 4-3. It makes a lot of sense. It still makes a lot of sense. Because if you draft Thibodeau, you could buy him as a 3-4 outside linebacker. Maybe. Doesn't really fit. Get your 2 defensive tackles, Then you go ahead and have Okura be a 4-3 defensive end, what he should be. Get Thibodeau on the outside. Boom, you're set. You got a solid defensive line. Build from there. You got your offensive line. Now you got your defensive line. Boom. Yes. Good things are going to happen for the Detroit Lions, man. We're on the ground floor, man. But yeah. They'll probably promote Deuce Staley and draft a quarterback in the third or later. I don't know. I actually think that they may try to get creative, use Thibodeau, and then use multiple picks to get back into the first round, somewhere maybe between 10 and 15. So Raiders going to make they're in the hunt. Yeah, Raiders are a good team, man. Raiders are a good team. I don't think they're going to win the West, but they're a good team. Yeah, they can sneak in. The AFC's wide open, man. The way AFC's wide open. There's really legitimately like 12 teams that can get in. You seen Ken Dorsey? The AFC North is not. No, it's not. It's not really. The Ravens are really the best team. They were just loaded with injuries. I need Steelers to get over 8.5 wins, as you well know. I thought the AFC South was bad, but the AFC, yeah. The difference is, in the AFC South is you got, pretty good. You got a good team there. I think the AFC North is 4 decent teams, but they're all decent. I mean, they're all. I think all of them are really between 8 and 12 wins. Baltimore's the best team. If they were healthy and didn't have all those injuries before the season, they run away with that division. Probably be the 1 seed. So, Baltimore. No. He went pick number 36. He went in the second round. That's why you could have got him. And Dan, they're running a 3-4 under more than anything. And McNeil Levy looked good when they're in. Yeah, they did. But I agree with you. They looked good when they were in. Baltimore went pick number 30. I think it was 36. He went in the second round. That's why you should have got him if you're running 3-4. He would be a better fit. But yeah, I get it. And both of them did look good when they were in. But when you add Thibodeau, which you're probably going to do, run to 4-3. Run to 4-3. No. Actually, this year you really don't want the first pick, but you're not going to get the right value. The only way, he went 36. Yeah, I think he went 36. Honestly, I really don't want the number 1 pick. No, you shouldn't, but you're going to get it. Yeah, the only way you might be able to talk the Texans or the Jets to give you like a second or something, the flip, and what you would do is and you only do that. If you want to get Hamilton. So yeah. So do you think the Lions should fire Campbell? I think he's on the hot seat. I think really what will happen is they'll use Anthony Lynn as a scapegoat, and they'll bring in somebody else, and then he'll get year 2. The answer is no, but I wouldn't say he's a good coach. I actually like Dan Campbell, so but the answer is no. And I think what the Lions will do is they'll get rid of Anthony Lynn, and then I think I like what Funk said. Funk's like Lynn will be a scapegoat this year, and then Goff will be a scapegoat next year. So. Napier for Raging Cajuns. I have to admit, after you said that, I saw a bunch of other things linking Napier to both Florida and LSU. So yeah, and I think Lane would go to Miami if open. That's actually interesting, and Miami will be open. I didn't think about that, but yeah, I can see Lane Kiffin doing that. Baylor head coach for Florida. I think Bob will get one of these open jobs in the SEC. He really will. He will get an open job if he wants one. And Cristobal, I think, really wants to stay in Oregon. So, really wants to stay in Oregon. That's just my opinion. Right on the front. Okay, we're going to agree to disagree, because when I look at Thibodeau, I look at a guy who reminds me a lot of Myles Garrett. He's 6'5". I think he's listed like at 250. He's got the body to play at 270. He's not an outside linebacker. I we'll just have to agree to disagree. If they want Hutchinson, I would say switch. And exactly, I think Hutchinson's a pure 4-3 guy. And that's why I don't see you guys really getting out of that one spot, because the Houston Texans, if they lose to the Jets, they're going to take Hutchinson. And if the Jets, if they aren't the number 2 pick, they're going to take Hutchinson because he's a perfect fit. Actually, Hutchinson's a perfect fit for both those two teams. Thibodeau could play in a 3-4 where Hutchinson couldn't, but I think Thibodeau's perfect position is a 4-3 defensive end. That's what I think. You obviously think differently, but I see this as a guy he's 6'5". He's probably going to be a 270, 275 pounder. Bradley Chubb, he's like a 275 and he plays outside linebacker in Denver's 3-4. But I think he's perfect for a 4-3. I don't think he fits in a 3-4. I understand where you're coming from, though. But a guy like Hutchinson, we both agree would be a perfect 4-3 guy. So, yeah. So, they should. I mean, you're winless. It's Thanksgiving. You haven't won a damn game. Yeah, of course. And you go winless. It makes sense. But like I've been telling you guys, you downgrade in quarterback. You lose your top 3 receivers. You run. I'm still convinced you're running wrong style of defense, and I mean, there's no doubt that you're going to have a bad team this year, but I think that too often you want to blame something, and what the truth is that you orchestrated a plan of just tearing everything down. All right, Miami did it, and then the second year they went to 10 wins. The Raiders did it, and I mean, they went from 4 to 8, or is it 4 to 7? I think it was 4 to 8, and I mean, Raiders probably a bad example, but they tore everything down and went from 4 to 8. Miami tore everything down, went from 5 to 10. So, this is a plan that other teams have used, and it's been successful. And this is just year 1. So year 2, good times are coming. Yeah, you're going to like next year. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, Lovie Smith finally hit his calls. He didn't show his coverage. Finally, it worked wonders against a hurt Titans offense. Got 5 turnovers, 4 picks, 2. The one thing about the Tampa 2 defense, and I cannot emphasize this enough, it only works when you have a Hall of Fame caliber defensive lineman. All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mean Joe Green, maybe the best defensive lineman ever to play. All right. That works. Warren Sapp. Now, Simeon Rice didn't make the Hall of Fame, but that year that they won the Super Bowl, he was a Hall of Fame caliber player. All right. But Warren Sapp, one of the best defensive tackles ever. When the Vikings had that, actually, no, that's not true. All right, forget about that. I was going to say when the Vikings went 15-1, but that was the year that I think 98 was the year Dungy left Minnesota. And they didn't have a great defense, but they had a good enough defense, and they had John Randall. He's in Pro Football Fame. But bottom line, the Tampa 2 only works when you have Hall of Fame caliber defensive linemen. Hutchinson, I think, would work great. And I love Ross Blacklock, and I think you're going to keep adding. So if you stay with Lovie Smith, you're going to have some good things in the future. And I don't know I like Davis Mills, man. I mean, give him an off season. Why not? I want Hamilton at the top, and like it if you're the Kalifdis, DN, Purdue, or Dean, linebacker, Georgia, were to pick what the Rams pick. Oh, yeah, I get it. I 100% am on board with that. But Kalifdis, I think, is going to go early, and I think Dean's going to go early. Dean reminds me, I think he's a smaller version of Roquan Smith, but I think he's going to test really well. I mean, and put in point Devin Bush. The Steelers traded up, I think, to 10 to get him. Roquan Smith went 8. So you're not going to get Dean. Karlaftis, I think, is going top 10. You're not going to get either one of those players unless you trade up, and I don't see the line. If the Lions trade up, it's going to be for a quarterback. It's not going to be for either one of these guys. But I'm with you though, Funk. I'm with you. Here's actually what I would do is I would try to move back to either 2 or 3 and get Hamilton's. And this probably won't happen, but I would try to move back to 2 or 3. Or maybe you can go to 4 or 5. I don't know how the draft's going to look, but when we have the draft order finally set up, we can talk about it. But if they go back a little bit, let's just say stay in the top 5. All right, you pick up Hamilton, then you can get creative and try to get somebody who's going to drop. All right, you can get somebody who's going to drop. But Karlaftis or Dean, you're not getting either one of those guys with Rams picks. I think Karlaftis, I've seen some mock drafts where he's 3rd. And the way it works right now, let's just say the Jets lose to Houston. So it's going to be Detroit, the Jets, and Houston. Those are your top 3 picks. Thibodeau, Hutchinson, and Karlaftis. They go. I saw a mock draft just recently, and that's what I see happening. And then Dean could go top 10. So yeah. Is that your boy Blacklock? I love Blacklock, man. Hamilton would be. I actually think he would too. I actually believe he would, but you don't pass up a pass rusher. Thibodeau is going to be the number 1 pick. So yeah. He's kind of stiff, yeah, but he's a perfect fit in the 4-3 defense, and he's a guy I think Lovie Smith's really going to like. God damn it, Robert Saleh in New York. So it works for the Hall of Fame lineman, yes, but we don't need that. Maybe if Rookie of the Year Lopez works out, but right now, no. So this defense is going to get better with him. He needs to disguise his calls and schemes. Well, the thing is, there's not much to disguise in the Tampa 2. There's not much to disguise in the Tampa 2. It's that's kind of the beauty of it, is that you know it's coming. You just can't defend against it, because the way it works is that you need a little bit of time to really the penetrate the holes that are available in the Tampa 2. The 15-yard out, that's always going to be available, but that takes a few seconds. So if you have a really great pass rush, then you can't get it. And a lot of the short stuff, you could do some slants ideally, but that's kind of the thing. That's the beauty of the Tampa 2, is that it's perfect for the right type of team, and it takes a little bit of work. But you add a player to that defensive line with Blacklock, with Lopez. I like your defense right now, so it can work. New York is desperate for an edge. And let's say Houston wins, or at the number 2 pick, and Hutchinson works perfect. So yeah. I'd be okay if the Lions traded up, and honestly, if the Lions could trade either of the New York teams and get 2 of the guys I like, yeah. Yeah, but I'm telling you this right now, to get one of those guys, you're going to have to trade up a lot, and you're not going to do that. You have too many holes. If you're going to trade up into like before 13, like 10 to 12, it's going to be for a quarterback. In that mock draft, has all 3 being an edge player. He has too much value at the position. I don't think so. I think those are just the 3 best. I mean, most people think those are the 3 best players in the draft, and that's kind of what you're looking at. And I actually think that right now, the way the draft works with Detroit, New York, and Houston having the top 3 picks, I actually agree with that today, right now. So yeah. Any other edges you like, Funk? Stout? Yeah, there's Red Sea Corey. Has started doing mock draft grades. It's kind of funny because when we do the show, after we end the show, we end up talking for there was one time we talked for like an hour and a half, just all sorts of stuff. But Corey's got 9 guys, and he's got first round grades on his edge rushers. So And he doesn't differentiate between 3-4 and 4-3. It's just edge. And he's got 9 that got first round grades. So there's a lot. There's a lot. I don't think 9's going to go in the first round. But right now, it wouldn't surprise me if your top 3 picks are edge rushers. Yeah, there's a lot. You may see what you could do is you may be lucky and you may be able to get one in round 2. I don't know which one that is. All right. Let's do this here. Don't forget, check out my website. All right, let's break down some games here. I am using my bookie, but I also have in the description link below the Blitz predicts the Blitz predicts likes Bovada, so you can use Bovada. You can use my bookie. These are safe and legal online betting sites. I use my bookie. I put a bet right before the show starts on Pittsburgh plus 3.5. So let's start here. Tennessee travels to New England. New England is a 7-point favorite. That is a big number. The over-under is 43.5. I think New England wins this game. I'm not touching 7. That's a big number. I actually think this is going to be a pretty close game. Next game, Jets travel to Houston. Houston is a 2.5-point favorite. I actually like the Texans. I think the Texans are going to end the season pretty hot. You get Tyrod Taylor back. I think that defense is playing pretty solid. I think the Jets with their multiple quarterbacks, they're just kind of waiting for the season to end. They're going to add to that defense, and then Zach Wilson's going to work with his young receiving core. But I think the Texans win this game. This could be an ugly one. But I actually like Houston to cover 2.5 here. Next game is Phillies at New York. Philly is a 3.5-point favorite. And this is one of those games on paper. It makes sense for Philly to win, but I'm not going to touch the 10-foot pole because this is one of those weird division type of games that the Giants are home dog and end up winning. Over under is 45.5. I actually have no idea. On paper, I think Philly has the better team, but this is like one of those weird division rivalries that I could see going the other way. As an upset, actually, I like the Giants, but Giants are falling apart. Jason Garrett's been relieved. I have no idea who's replacing him. That could cause a spark. Next, Tampa Bay's traveling to Indianapolis. Tampa Bay's a 3-point favorite as a road dog. Normally, I don't like road dogs, and Indianapolis is red hot right now. But I think Tampa wins this one. Over-under is 53.5. Even though they put up a lot of points against Buffalo, I don't think that they'll do the same thing against Tampa Bay. I'd check out the injury report before I start betting on it, though. Trading back with either New York team puts you in 3-6 with the first pick and 6-14 with the second would be perfect. Somebody fell in love with Thibodeau. The problem is that you have so many defensive ends in this draft. It may not be worth it to trade up when you can get somebody. When you got somebody who's going to be available and you don't have to give up the extra draft picks. That's kind of why. That's why I think Thibodeau and Detroit's kind of stuck with each other because I really don't see. Let's say Jets pick number 2 and they fall in love with Thibodeau. Let's just say it happens. I mean, what are you going to get? I mean, you're moving up one spot. I mean, a second and a third. I don't see the Jets giving it up. And oh, you know what? I brain fart. Minnesota gets the Jets pick. Minnesota, you know what? I should have done this before I came on. I completely forgot. Minnesota actually will get the Jets pick. So let's break up. Okay, right. Let's just look at it right. Okay, wrong site. I had it saved. Hold on here. Okay. I thought Minnesota got the pick. Okay. Here's how it is right now. Okay. And I honestly thought the Jets gave up the pick to Minnesota. I'm positive they did. It's not on here, but I'm almost positive that happened. Okay, the site I'm using is not showing that trade, so we'll just assume it's right and I'm wrong. The Jets would pick 3rd and 10. Okay, you're not getting 3rd and 10. You're not getting 3 and 10 for one when the Jets can go ahead and get Kalifdis. They're not going to do that because they need help. You know, you're not picking in top 5 because you have a loaded team. So I don't see that happening. They also have picks 35 and 49. Now, would they be willing to give up 49? Yeah. And then with Detroit, as of today, they get 1 in 28. I thought they had another pick in the they'll probably get a 3rd round compensation pick. They'll get 33 and 65. No picks in the next 2 rounds. So the other, I actually didn't know he was eligible. I thought he was sophomore. Hurts is playing above his level right now. You know, exactly, Funk. Exactly. You don't know when he's going to fall off. This is just one of those weird games. I can see the Giants being a home dog against a division rival that's riding hot. I can just kind of see that. I can kind of see it. But, you know, you nailed it, man. You're 100% right. Tennessee Titans logic. What's up, brother? A.J. Brown is out. Whoa, is me. It's not forever. The main thing is you want to be healthy during the playoffs, and you get Derrick Henry back for the playoffs. I think the Titans are the 1 seed. Now, you may not be the 1 seed. You may not get the 1 seed, but when Derrick Henry comes back, you're the team to beat if he comes back. So, yeah, I know maybe the Giants fall in love with the QB and afraid some other team. Hey, there's a lot of football left. You never know, man. You never know. I don't see it happening, but we'll have to see. The Giants could clean house. Joe Judge could be gone. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen with the Giants. So, yeah. Damn TTL, you guys. This is a true story. This is true. The Titans actually called me up and asked if I'd play running back. I said no. I was going to do a show. I don't think so because they used the 1st round pick 2 years ago on I'm drawing a blank on his first name, but I can't something Becton, and he's been hurt, so they're really high on him, and he's been out for a while. And then they traded up in the 1st round this year for Vera Tucker. And that's the reason why they traded up with Minnesota, but according to the site I'm looking at, they didn't have that trade down. But anyway, they traded up in the 1st round for Elijah Vera Tucker, and then they got Miles. I think it's Miles Beckton, the massive 370-pounder. He's been injured. They spent some money in free agency on some tackles, so I don't see that happening. I don't see it happening because they've already invested a lot of money and draft picks into the offensive line. I think the offensive line for the Jets is actually set because they'll bring in I forgot his first name. They'll bring Becton back. And the only way that you'd want to settle this is you get rid of Fant, move Becton back to the right side, and then plug them in on the left side, but I don't see it happening. I mean, you got an old school defensive coordinator. You want to run your wide 9 defense. So you bring in 2 defensive ends from free agency. Both of them go down in preseason. Vinny Curry, he's probably gone from the NFL. He had like a weird blood disorder type of issue. So, excuse me, damn energy drink, which is not cocaine, by the way. Yeah, it's Mekhi Becton, Funk. That's it. Yes. Yeah, Mekhi Becton. So, yeah, you could get rid of Fant, move Becton back to the right side, put him on the left side. But look, your main focus has got to be that defensive line. That's what the whole defense revolves around. And if you're picking in the top 5 and you have elite caliber talent available at edge rush, that's going to be the pick. it would be smart of them. I don't think they're going to do that. I'm not. By the way, I'm not disagreeing with you, Funk. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm just saying the Jets. You hire a defensive-minded coach who specialized in that wide 9 defense. They're going to use that pick on the defense, even though I think they could go on the other side of the ball. So, yeah, it's Mekhi Becton. Yeah, I forgot the name here. Mekhi Becton. And don't forget, you can always email me as well. But I'm going to dedicate more time to building up the site as the draft goes along. So check it out. There's a section there for you to leave comments. So, hey man, anything goes on the website, man. Anything goes. I'm not a web design guru, so I'm just posting my picks. But you get to hear it first. You heard it first here. Pittsburgh plus 3.5. Next game, Atlanta travels to Jacksonville. Atlanta's a 2-point favorite. I'm actually really looking forward to this game. I want to see both teams are playing better. Both teams have some limitations. I kind of anxious to see how this works, and it's also interesting for draft positioning what they're going to do. But yeah, it's actually an interesting game. I like Atlanta to cover too. I think they win. You know, Carolina at Miami. Carolina is a 2-point favorite. I believe Cam Newton's still going to be a starting quarterback. I kind of like that, to tell you the truth. It'll be very interesting to see what they do with the quarterback position in the offseason, if they want to stick with Sam Darnold. Who was it? PJ Walker. I actually been enjoying him playing. And then you also have Cam Newton, so it's interesting. This is actually going to be a fun game. No prediction, really. I would pick Carolina to cover the 2, but not one I like. Pittsburgh is a 3.5-point dog traveling to Cincinnati. I think Pittsburgh wins outright, and I did bet on it. I actually bet on it. So if I was the Jets, I'd go O-line at the first and then best defensive end with the second first, but that's just me. No, I get where you're coming from, Funk. I 100, and what you're saying makes sense, but I'm actually, to tell you the truth, what the Jets will do is what I can't remember if it was you or One Pride, and take the best available defensive end, and then Dean would be the pick with the second first-round pick. That's probably what happened. But I'm convinced that pick is gone to Minnesota. I'm convinced it is. But once the draft order gets ironed out, we're going to do a lot of draft stuff here. But I'm convinced that's the Vikings pick. Next game, Chargers at the Broncos. Chargers are a 2.5-point favorite. I actually like Denver to win this game outright. Denver's defense is playing better. I'm not. One thing I like about this one, Denver can run the ball. Javonte Williams is a man. I mean, that guy's a stud. The Chargers cannot stop the run. And it's in Denver. I actually like Denver to win outright. I might put action on this one. I might do it. This close. I might do it. I actually like that one. Next, Minnesota travels to San Francisco. Minnesota is a 3-point dog. For those of you that have been following me for a while, I've been saying there's no way San Francisco wins 10 games. So why go back now, fresh off beating Green Bay? Minnesota sniffing the playoffs. Minnesota wins. I may put action on Minnesota. That's actually a good one. Next game, LA travels to Green Bay. Green Bay Packers are a 1-point dog at home. I want to check out the injury report, but if everything works out the way I think it is, I kind of like Green Bay here, to be honest with you. I think Green Bay's defense has just been playing really well. I really do. I think I know the big name of OBJ stands out for the Rams, but losing Robert Woods is a massive loss. Robert Woods was very important to that offense. I don't think people realize what a really. I loved Robert Woods coming out of USC, and I think losing him. Don't get me wrong, OBJ helps, but I think losing him's just something that's just going to take a little bit of time. I don't think you have enough. And Green Bay's been playing some really, really good defense. So I kind of like Green Bay here, but it's a fun game, man. Fun game. I mean, there's a lot of really great games that are going on in the evening here. I'll probably, being in Kansas City, get to watch Denver and the Chargers. I might put action on Denver, man. I really like that one. And Cleveland for Sunday night travels to Baltimore. Baltimore's a 3.5-point favorite. I like Baltimore here. Kareem Hunt, Jack Conklin returns for Cleveland. I just think Baltimore's the best team in the AFC North. So, yeah, I'm still not sold on Cleveland. I've been saying that all year. Rams are a finesse team. Yeah, offensively they are, and if you got OBJ in the beginning of the year, it's completely different. It's completely different. So Woods was one of those guys I said Rams couldn't afford to lose. I felt like him and Kupp always, exactly. And they worked really good together. It's kind of a situation 1 + 1 = 3. I really liked Woods, and I thought Woods and Kupp really worked really, really well together. I don't know if OBJ has that same type of unselfish mentality. And I feel like we kind of jumped on the fashion OBJ bandwagon. And I don't know if that's fair or not, but I think Woods is one of those guys that really, that hurts, man. If you added OBJ to Woods and Kupp, I'm probably going the other way, and I'm probably taking the Rams. I'm like, hey, look, you lose Deshaun Jackson, you wasn't playing much. You add OBJ, perfect. You're going to get OBJ about 3 to 5 targets a game. These two guys get their standard targets. You're in great shape. Now OBJ has to replace a guy who really helped Kupp out. And I'm with you, Funk. I'm really with you, man. I think it really. And also, if Corey the Red Sea was here and watching, he'd probably agree. Like, this is a good thing for him, and it is. It's a good thing for the Cardinals. So. And let me see. Now they lose Darnold, and I thought that you were joking. They did not lose Aaron Donald, did they? Is that what's going on? Did they lose Aaron Donald? Okay, I'm just going on here, man. You know what? Just from that's for me not being prepared. That's for me not being prepared. Last game on the docket is Seattle with I caught it. It's energy drink. I'm jacked up. Don't forget Staley, Chargers head coach, is a Fangio disciple, and Gordon and Williams will pound the rock if Shermer will stick to the run game, open play action, but Chargers offense is special. Yeah. Everything you said is true, and that's correct. Staley is a Fangio disciple, and they both run kind of similar defenses, but Denver has the better defense. And one thing that Denver also has is a lot of different corners. How I would attack the Chargers to take away Keenan Allen, and then you have Herbert try to beat you at the rest, but you can put pressure on Herbert. Even though you lost Von Miller, you had that rookie, and I'm drawing a complete blank on his name, but you moved him to outside linebacker. He can play. So you will be able to counterbalance that. Bottom line, though, is that, the Chargers offense is better, but you can run the ball. Excuse me, man. I'm back on energy drinks. I'm still not used to it yet. I agree with everything you're saying. I've always said that I think that the offense that they're running is just not good. Just also don't forget, you also get Jerry Jeudy back healthy, and that's kind of a wild card. So it's going to be a fun game, man. It's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I actually like Denver in this one. I really do. If he gets cute and tries to throw the ball all over the place, then no. But if Denver runs the ball 40 times with those two running backs, they should win this game pretty easily. Donald, Ramsey, Stafford, and Kupp, any one of them, you could probably add 2 or 3 more guys to that list that would completely sink the ship. Exactly. And that was the problem that I had with the Rams going into the season, is that there was no depth. There was about seven players that can't get hurt, and there's no cure for them. And Woods was one of them. And if you're playing Madden, you can just put OBJ in there, but it's football. NFL football is not Madden, and a lot of people don't understand that these players are not as interchangeable as you may think. So yeah, I'm with you. I agree with you, man. Yeah, it's kind of weird. We're on the same path today. We're on the same wavelength today, man. What do you think, given Penn State, Franklin? Is that a finalized done deal, or is this kind of like the same thing with the Mel Tucker thing, where it's just kind of a rumor? If it's a finalized done deal, it's a smart move. That site that I was looking at earlier today that had a recruiting class, this Penn State's got top 10 recruiting class coming in. They've been consistently ranked in the top 20. It's done a fantastic job there. I mean, they're not up in. I mean, they were ranked at one point in the top 5, but they're not really a team that's in national championship contention. But he's one of the top 10 coaches in college football. It's a smart move by Penn State. Smart move. I don't understand why they got Beckham and traded for Bob when you need guards. I'm not really sure. I'm actually not sure of their offensive line situation. I know in the offseason they got to replace Andrew Whitworth, and that's a massive loss. I know a couple of years ago when they lost what's his name? Roger Stafford to Tennessee. It really messed things up. But I wasn't sure that their offensive guards are replaced. Jonathan Cooper, edge, Bond's replacement. Yeah. And for those that don't know, Jonathan Cooper was basically this dude's kind of like Micah Parsons. Not quite the same type of athlete, but if Micah Parsons wasn't in the draft, Cooper would be the number one freak of nature athlete linebacker. And this was a 5-star player, went to Ohio State. And if you watch his Ohio State highlight reel, you're like, this is a top 10 pick. The problem is that he just some days he was playing, some games he was on, he looked like he was the best player on the field. Some games he just didn't show up at all. It was just all up and down. But I've used this phrase with Willie Gay for the Kansas City Chiefs, but it's if you were to say, God, build me a linebacker, you're building Jonathan Cooper. The dude's like 6'3", 245, runs like a 4.45. Freak of nature. It's just he was just all over the place. And this was a perfect pick for the Denver Broncos. If I remember correctly, I gave the Denver Broncos a B+ draft grade. Part of that had to do with Jonathan Cooper. This is a guy they drafted, I think, the last pick in the 3rd round. This isn't a great pick for all teams, so it is perfect for the Denver Broncos, but I thought he was going to play inside. So they put him on the outside, which he played inside at Ohio State. I wasn't really sure why they did that, but I watched him play his first game against Dallas, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy can play, and he's just going to get better. But him and Bradley Chubb, oh my God. These guys are Bradley Chubb's not the it's okay. It's funny because I have a huge man crush on Bradley Chubb, and he's a solid, really good player. I think top 100 players came out, and I want to say he was 40. I want to say Bradley Chubb was 40, like one of the best defensive players in football. Jonathan Cooper is just another tier above him as far as athletic freak of nature. This guy he has all the tools to be he was with the Bears. He's injured. I'm drawing a complete blank now. Oh God. All right, 1 hour and 4 minutes into the show, and I'm drawing a complete blank on names. I can't believe I forgot his name. I'm bad with names. This is why you always call the girl baby, because sometimes you forget names. This is really going to drive me nuts. I know I could look it up real fast, and I know you guys know who he is. He was with the Raiders. Now he's with the Bears. He's injured for the whole year. University of Buffalo. I can't believe I can't think of his name. But anyway, the point is he's that type of athlete. That type of athlete. I can't believe I can't think of his name. So he's better. Yeah, yes, it's fine. Okay, Tucker. Okay, I did not know this. I did not know this. I think it's a good move for both schools. It makes the Big Ten. I think they're still called the Big Ten, even though there's 25 teams in there. So you have the Big Ten East. We have Michigan. I think Harbaugh is actually still the highest paid player or highest paid coach. And then Ryan Day, I mean, if his contract isn't as much as these two, he'll get a raise. And then you get Franklin, and then you get Mel Tucker. That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, Vaughn, Stafford, yeah. I can't believe I cannot think of that guy's name. I'm going to look it up. I'm yeah, I earned that one. I earned that one. I cannot believe I can't think of his name. It's driving me nuts. Yeah, Khalil Mack. Why couldn't I remember that name? Here I am. I got a YouTube channel, Talk Football, and I can't remember Khalil Mack. I like Joe Tyron better than Cooper. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, he was easily a better prospect. So it's funny seeing Michigan State and Penn State spending almost $100 million contracts in a conference that will always be. That's not true, Denver Gator. That's not true. Good luck with those contracts in 4 years when they can't beat Iowa State and Michigan. Oh, God, that is awesome. That is awesome, man. That's actually awesome, man. That's fantastic, Denver Gator. Oh man, that is fantastic here. Okay. He meant Ohio State. Yeah, I think Ryan Day makes like $8 or $9 million, but I think Harbaugh makes like an insane amount of money. So as long as Harbaugh's still there, I'm not worried about Michigan. You should be. Oh God. Gator, they can beat Michigan, but yeah, Ohio State is where the kids go if they want to go pro. Well, other than QB, although I do like, Stroud. Everything's subject to change, but Stroud's actually my Heisman front runner as of today. But yeah, nope, it's Saban. Well, I mean, Saban's, now Saban. By the way, Saban's going to retire soon. I mean. It's probably any day now. I mean, so Saban's the highest paid. Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't think he is. I actually think it's Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh makes more than Saban, which is really weird. But I remember a couple of years ago, a booster paid off Saban's house, and they had to check with the NCAA because they wanted to make sure that they didn't have an NCAA violation. Turns out to be it's legal. You can have a booster pay for his house out of his own pocket, and it's fine. So it was like $2.5 million. So it's, I don't think that's correct. I could be wrong. Full disclosure, I could be wrong, but I actually don't think he's the highest paid. I don't think he's highest paid. So, all right. I know. I thought you don't like Ohio State's QB. He doesn't, but he likes Stroud, and Stroud. He's a redshirt freshman, probably going to win the Heisman. Probably going to give the Heisman. I'll give you Ohio State, but Michigan. Lots of heat from Michigan. I can't understand it from Michigan State fans. I don't scout the helmet. If I like the kid, I like the kid. So far, Stroud is the first one. Yeah, I mean. That's actually scouting 101 is don't forget everything that you see. Helmet, just look at the player. Can he play? And Yeah, I did not have a chance to watch Ohio State play until it's one fried 40s rule. Yeah. It's an old rule. It's an old rule. It's an old scout rule, but I didn't watch Ohio State play into a full game until they actually I only watched first half, which is against Michigan State. It's all you needed to watch. And Stroud looks like a Heisman. It looks like the Heisman front runner. We still got plenty of football left, but if I had a ballot as of today, and I would still hold out because I mean, you're going to see Alabama play some meaningful games. If Stroud looks bad against Michigan, then that's going to be a different situation. So, a lot of football left. Yeah, it's a very old scouting term. You scout the player, not the helmet. And finally, the last game on the docket, Seattle travels to the Washington football team. The Washington football team is a 1-point favorite. This week, Seattle turns it around and wins. I might bet on that. We'll see how it goes, but that's a game I actually do like. I like Seattle in this one. So, well, you're probably – it's actually funny, One Pride, man. I thought for the longest time you're like 40 or 50, and you're only like 24. I am 47. I think Funk is in his 40s. I'm not going to reveal your age if you don't want me to, but I'm pretty sure you're in your 40s. Scout the helmet. I'm sorry, scout the player, not the helmet. It's very old term. So I have one open bet. One bet I just placed right before that came on the show. That's Pittsburgh plus 3.5 against the Bengals. I like Pittsburgh to win. That's why I made the bet. Any other bets will definitely be on my website. I will post them Saturday. Lots of really great college football coming on. We don't like the block. Oh, wow. I didn't know that, Funk. I had no idea. That's awesome. I think it's funny. Yeah, of course you don't. Oh, man. Listen, before I wrap up everything, just again, apologies for the abrupt no-show on Wednesday. Originally, the plan was to do my final show. I had everybody ready. My work schedule changed dramatically, suddenly during the week. So I apologize for the no-show on Wednesday, but we'll be back in my regularly scheduled time every Friday at 7. As far as guests coming on and other things, I'll just have to let you know as they come out. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Do check out the website. I will have all my bets put down, but because you watched the show and you joined me live, I revealed you my number one bet, and that is Pittsburgh plus 3.5. I like them to win outright. So that's what we're looking at. Look at stats for Stroud and Young and the Pitt QB Pickett, almost exactly the same. Yeah, I mean, the Pittsburgh quarterback, I have not watched play at all this year, and I've heard that a lot of people think he could be the number one quarterback in the draft. We'll have to watch. I mean, between now and draft time, there's going to be a lot of things that come up. And we'll have to figure some things out. I personally think that today, right now, I got a feeling Desmond Ritter is just going to skyrocket up the ranks. I think NFL scouts are just going to fall in love with this kid. 2023 quarterback class looks pending. How does DJ? How DJ does? Yeah, exactly. And then I'm telling you, the guy that I watched play earlier this year, who I just fell in love with, I can't remember his first name, but the University of Miami quarterback. That's an NFL quarterback. That's an NFL arm. I think he's a sophomore this year. I think he's a true sophomore. I have to double check. He's going to be good, but Miami's going to do a lot of changes. So I like Pickett, but those small hands are like real small. That is not a good thing. That's something we're going to have to see. So I'm the young pup. Yeah, I know you are, man. I love it. I love it. And I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I'm the old man on the bench. Yeah, it actually looks good regardless. Let's just say DJ doesn't pan out. It still looks good. There's a lot of quarterbacks in the draft. A lot of quarterbacks. I did too. There was a lot of talk that he was going to come out in this draft, and he came back. So, do you scream at me? Yeah, Miami Van Dyke. Yeah, that guy's an NFL quarterback. That is an NFL quarterback. That arm is an NFL arm. I'm telling you this right now. I think Miami's going to get a new coach. He may enter the transfer portal. Let's see what happens. But if he stays at Miami, and let's say they keep everything the same. So yeah. But yeah, he's an NFL quarterback. Yeah, it does. 100% looks better. Van Dyke may get laned. Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason why I think that Lane Kiffin could want to move on, is because his quarterback's leaving after the year. He doesn't have the talent to compete with, Alabama or Georgia, and he probably won't for the next couple of years. I think he knows that. But plays like Miami in the ACC, he may be able to. He could see himself getting up and running, but North Carolina's got like a top 10 class coming in as well. And that's a team that's really on the rise, and Clemson started to get things together too. So college football is going to become a lot more interesting. I don't have as much time to watch as much college as I would like, but I could see Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss. Now there was at one point in time, Cooper Manning, I thought was linked to Ole Miss, and now he's like on the recruiting path again. But if he's going to go to Ole Miss, then I could see, I could see Lane Kiffin staying there. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So. Ritter going back probably helped this draft stock-wise, especially if they get into the playoffs and he has a good game. Yeah, exactly. I agree, too, because he wasn't going to be a first-round pick, but now he will be a first-round pick. And I'm telling you this right now, as soon as the season's over, his stock's just going to go way up. I'm telling you that right now. I think he'll end up going top 10. I really do. Excuse me. So listen, everybody, I'm going to wrap up. I want everybody to enjoy your weekend. Don't forget, man, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget, you can always reach me. All my social media links are below, but if you're like Funk and you don't like social media, I don't blame you one bit. You can leave a comment on my website, www.thedanshow.net. You can always email me. Again, energy drinks is not code for cocaine. I am not on drugs. I am back on energy drinks, though, so I'm kind of all over the place today. I'm very jacked up. Very jacked up. I like Ritter to Washington for some reason. No, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I actually, if I was doing a mock draft today, I would put Washington to take the first available quarterback or the best available quarterback, probably Ritter. So, yeah, Washington will take a quarterback in round one. It's who they like the best, and I probably think it's Ritter. So, but I just got a feeling he's a guy that Dan Campbell's going to fall in love with during the draft process. And it'll be interesting. I mean, man, we're going to do a lot of draft stuff. So, anyway, hey, great comment to end, because I actually agree with it if it works. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up. I'll see everybody back again next Friday. Back at the same time, back at 7. So anyway, man, have a great weekend, and I'll see you back next week.